Hey, good morning, friends. It is time for this week's mindful moment. I hope you all have been having an absolutely wonderful spring. We've had some really great weather here in Wisconsin, and just the sunshine has felt amazing. I'm getting caught up on my vitamin D and maybe some sunscreen, but it's been glorious, absolutely glorious. And with the warmer weather, I was given the opportunity a couple weeks ago to overcome a fear. So years ago, I got my motorcycle license back in the day, early in my 20s, and I absolutely loved riding a motorcycle. Yes, I had a crotch rocket, a Yamaha R6. Okay, so I liked speed. I wore a helmet, but I did like speed. And I will not tell you in this moment how fast I ever went, but let me just say it was fast. So, but when I had my motorcycle license when I was younger, I was riding out one evening and I hit a manhole, and it was like had a slick cover on it, a slick thing of ice, and I lost control because my back tire hit it and it spun out of control and I wiped out and hurt my leg really bad, and I had a huge bruise and kind of limped for probably at least a week. And that moment like embedded a seed of fear from the very thing that I loved and enjoyed. Oh, my little guy is knocking on the door, but that's okay. And the fear kept me from really fully, from that moment on, enjoying the thing that I set out to do and that I loved. And so every time I got on that bike, that fear would like eat away at my confidence and eat away at my security and all the training that I had and all the experience that I had and even riding a bike. And this year, so then we sold our bikes. My husband had a bike. We sold our bikes, because we had kids, but also for me, the root of it was my own fear of getting hurt again. So we sold our bikes, and it's been years since we had motorcycles. Well, my husband got a motorcycle this spring, and it was one that it fit. I could ride it. I'm short, so I have to be able to touch the ground. And have you ever seen those people on bikes where it's like bigger than their whole entire body, and you're just like, how in the heck do you handle that thing? But anyways, I digress. So he's like, Beth, just get back on it. Just ride it. Do it. We have helmets. You can do it. I so believe you can do it. I'm like, I don't know if I can remember how to do this. So I put the helmet on, I get my, jacket on, and I'm, all proper apparel, and I'm ready to go. And I get on that bike, and what do you know? I remember how to ride. And I get on that, and I'm riding, and the longer I'm riding, the more confidence I'm feeling. And the more I can feel that fear that had lingered for years begin to dissipate. And I absolutely loved it. It was so exciting to be back riding a motorcycle again and just feeling the wind rush across your body and just the freedom to see like everything around you and the speed. It was so exciting. So when I got back, I told my husband, he's like, how did you? I said, I did really good. And I said, you know what? I didn't realize how afraid I was of getting back on a motorcycle from just that one moment in time years ago. And I'd never talked to him or told him about that, because who wants to tell that you're afraid? Who wants to share that you're embarrassed, that you felt shame, that you failed when you had like worked really hard to get your license, and that one little incident like kept you paralyzed from moving forward in what you like to do? And just that experience of overcoming that fear. And you know what? I'm still overcoming it. I'm going to get back on that motorcycle again this weekend because it's going to be flipping 70 degrees and sunny. Yes, friends, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get back on that bike. But it just reminded me of how there are so many things that happen in our lives where we fail, where we fall, where we make a mistake, we mess up, maybe even we get hurt physically, emotionally, and we stop ourselves from moving forward in the very things that brought us joy, in the very things that energized us and that we were passionate about maybe at one time, but because of a failure, because of a fall, we stop pursuing that, because that fear, that seed of fear takes root in our minds, and we play it out in all these what if scenarios, and it keeps us paralyzed from launching out into things that are just amazing opportunities or simple things that make us happy and bring us joy. And my challenge for you this week is, I'm sure that there are things in your life that you maybe stepped into at one time, or maybe you're even now beginning to step into and try something new, and just the thought of it excites you and energizes you. But then in this moment, at the same moment where you feel excitement and joy, that what if seed of fear starts to play out in your brain, and all of a sudden you've talked yourself out of the very thing that you were passionate about and excited about. Or maybe you did step out and you failed and you fell and you just got hurt. Darn it. Okay, embrace that, but then step into that thing again. Try it again, right? We can't let the fear of failure, the fear of falling, the fear of all the what if scenarios keep us from embracing life and stepping into adventures that we're meant to be on, right? The adventures, life is full of adventures. And if we only just allow ourselves to play out all the fears of what ifs, friends, we're never going to go anywhere. We're going to be sitting at home twiddling our thumbs, hoping and wishing that we had stepped out and taken a risk, stepped out and taken a chance. Today, this is your challenge. It's time to ride, friends. It's time to get back on that bike. It's time to pursue that thing that brought you joy. It's time to take a risk. Okay, sure, you're scared. Sure, there might be fear. Sure, you might fail and fall. But you know what? You're not going to know if you're going to succeed. You're not going to know if it could be the next great adventure in your life. You're not going to know if, oh my gosh, it leads to an amazing opportunity unless you take a chance and get back out there and ride. Get back out there and embrace what brings you joy. Embrace that challenge. Embrace that thing that energizes you. Take the risk and press in and lean into the challenge. My friends, the more you recognize those fears, the more you recognize all the what ifs that play out, the more you just stop yourself from thinking those, oh my gosh, I played a what if in my brain. The more that you just say, nope, not going to take residence in this head. Nope, no more what ifs. The more you just recognize those and move past them and just keep pursuing and pressing in, the more you're going to be leading a life of joy and fulfillment that you were meant to lead. So challenge accepted, my friends. This weekend, I'm getting back on the bike. This weekend, I'm going to continue to overcome that fear and live in the joy that I was meant to live in. To ride fast. So join me this week in the challenge. You can do it, friends. Get back on that bike. Get back into that challenge. Get back into that thing that brought you joy and overcome those fears one what if at a time. I can't wait to hear what you step into in the next few weeks. So thank you so much for joining me for this morning, for this mindful moment. And until next week, until next time, have an absolutely wonderful day.